Hi, I'm Mona Abdel-Fadil. I work out of Oslo. I'm of Egyptian descent. I'm an academic by training, but I'm also trained in improv comedy. And I do a mixture of academic performance and comedy and satire. I work in the intersection between academia and comedy mostly, but also I write short stories and do other types of performances, both scripted and non-scripted. I applied here with a project called Dr. Daffodil Goes Occidental, and the name Dr. Daffodil is a play on my own name, which is Abdel-Fadil, but when I lived in the States, when they were doing the register, they would always say my name so fast that it sounded like daffodil. So it's kind of like a joke and my alter ego since I do have a PhD. But the work that I've been doing here is a comedic satire of academia, looking at the gaze that Western experts have on the Middle East, the linguistic misunderstandings and the cultural misunderstandings and the gross generalizations that follow with this gaze. So what I do in this project is that I have a satirical academic lecture, but I shift the gaze. So I'm an Arab academic looking at the West, and rather than looking at MENA, Middle East, and North Africa, I look at WENA, Western Europe and North America. So I have created this persona, Dr. Daffodil, who is an expert on the West and an expert on the Nordic countries, and then starts to also make these somewhat problematic generalizations about the history and the culture here in the West. So it is, I think, a performance that is full of tropes and references to academic and expert literature, both journalism and also academic work. So in a sense, it's kind of niche with very many intertextual references, but there is, of course, a comedic element that anyone can get, but I think it's more perhaps appreciated within audiences who maybe understand the references in the first place. I've been working here during my Rawabet artistic residency on expanding this material. So part of the way I work is I do some really simple drawings, which I draw on a digital paper device. And I use them as part of my comedic performance, where I have these simple and pretty silly drawings that I refer to while I give my fake academic lecture as part of the comedic performance. So while I'm here, I've been, getting inspiration from being in Sweden, but also being with the other artists and our interactions that have, given me inspiration to make new drawings. And the drawings are the basis from which I pull out the script. So I draw and then I produce script, and some of it is also improvised without a script when I'm on stage. When I go back to Oslo, my plan is to continue working on expanding this show and make it longer and into a solo performance of a substantial length. But in addition, my goal is to, because each segment in the show is a photo or a drawing and some comedic content, and my goal is to create a social media profile for Dr. Daffodil in which I can create small segments per image. And so I'm going to continue expanding the work, and I'm also going to continue and creating a profile and a presence for Dr. Daffodil. So you can follow my work at my personal website, monaabdelfadil.com, and hopefully soon you'll find a social profile for Dr. Daffodil.